Hey, it's been a while. I hope you're well. Thanksgiving's over, and that leaves me with a free weekend. So I'm sure you know what that means. It's time for a jam. I'm not going to do a theme for myself, but what I will do is have a time restraint. With that being said, let's figure out how long this jam's gonna be. Oh, 3 hours? Okay, I guess I still have a free weekend. Okay, let's get started. With such a small time frame, I wanted to keep the game scope very simple, so I went with a platformer. And I usually have an issue of trying to add way too much to a game in a really short amount of time, and then I have a bunch of incomplete pieces everywhere. So with this game, that will not be the case. Anyway, I started by adding a few shapes to my scene, and then I got to work on a simple movement script, so I want to be able to move and jump, and that's pretty much it. I took an extra couple minutes with movement to make sure things were fluid and would be smooth after I got to level making. I spent the extra time on the movement because it's such a core mechanic of this game, and I didn't want to mess that up. After some tweaks, I ended up with something I really thought felt nice. Next, it was time for the art. A game with simple mechanics made in a short amount of time, I think needs really simple art. So to keep that simplicity, I went with a basic Game Boy palette. I put some sprites together as quickly as I could, and then I threw them all into a sprite sheet. The way I aligned all the sprites actually ends up biting me in the ass later on because I noticed some weird lines show up in my game, and it hasn't happened to me before, so I just realigned them and it kinda fixed it. Kind of, but not really. Even after readjusting, I still had some issues with random lines, but time was really going and I didn't want to hold myself up on it. Now that the art was done, I wanted to work on progression of the game. So I started to make a panel that would be just a simple level complete panel. I spent like 15 to 30 minutes on this and I ended up completely scrapping it. Using this panel after each level just kind of felt slow, and I wanted things to be a little bit faster since the game would be focused on speed and precision. Also, since I was going for a more like retro vibe, I didn't want to have these inorganic menus pop up and distract you from the game. When you think about it, the further you go back, the less of these type of menus there really are in games, so I decided to just get rid of it. Now we can start making some levels. I won't show all the levels that I made in this, but I did make 8 of them in time, and also 2 bonus levels, which are pretty decent. I actually really enjoyed how the look of this game ended up. I love the palette, and I feel that even though it's really simple, you can do a lot with it. So if anyone's interested in using this tile set that I made, just let me know in the comments. I'll be sure to upload it somewhere, and you can use them in your own games. And if you do use it, let me know because I'd really love to see what you do with it. I organized these levels like a Mario style, 1-1, 1-2. So maybe in the future I'll come back to this and make World 2 and World 3 and etc. Along with that, I also have some other plans with this game, which I will show you guys in another video. In between levels, I worked on a player stats script and a game manager. I wanted the game manager to take care of the timer and all the things that come with the timer, and I wanted the player stats to handle things like the score and the lives remaining. As of right now, the score is calculated by a couple of things in each level. I won't spoil all the things that go into the score, just in case you were going to play. Also around this time, I worked on an audio loop and found a couple sound effects that I liked and put them in the game. You can hear those at the end of the video. After the levels were done, I put together like a status panel at the top, which will display your score, time, and how many lives you have left. Also found a nice font and put that in as well. The 3 hours were almost up, so I just had to start finalizing things. In the final minutes, I put together these boxes that I use for the top panel that will hold the stats and whatnot. I threw together a quick start screen and game over screen with score as well. Oh, and also the scene transitions. Anyway, I'll stop talking about the game and I'll show you how the game ended up. No matter where you are in your game dev journey, I really encourage you to challenge yourself like this. You can really make some cool prototypes, and it's just a lot of fun. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Just a note, this is like my first time ever doing any type of video editing, so I hope it's not too much of an eyesore. But once again, thanks for watching. If you have any questions about this game, or anything for that matter, let me know. I'll be sure to answer them if I can.